1-5. They have lost 5 in a row. The Grand Rapids Drive trying to extend that losing streak against the Bulls tonight. And ready to tip things up is Farrakhan Hall for Windy City, Johnny Hamilton for Grand Rapids, and that gets us underway tonight. Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing great. This is going to be exciting. A couple home games this weekend. Good chance for the Drive to pick up a couple wins.
That's right. And 3 players down on assignment for the Pistons for Grand Rapids tonight. Henry Ellenson and Kyrie Thomas have been with them for every game so far. And then Bruce Brown, one of the other second-round picks for the Pistons with the Drive. Here's Ellenson at the shot clock buzzer, fading away from 3 and missing. And now the Bulls on their first offensive possession of the night.
Yeah, someone has to shoot when the clock runs down. Henry Ellenson, a face-up big. Not an ideal shot, but someone that you feel comfortable shooting from out there.
ALKINS into the corner, a new addition to this Bulls roster. He did not play last time these two met at the Deltaplex, and there's a turnover. While they're a Western Michigan product, speaking for the two of us, we are both Central Michigan grads. We will try not to push any negative vibe towards Thomas Wilder tonight.
Of course not, and even as, fans of a rival college, a lot of respect for Thomas Wilder and what he did in Kalamazoo and what he's looking to bring to his professional career.
Ellenson off the screen, kicks to Thomas. And then throws it away. Sloppy play early on between a couple of teams in the bottom half of the standings right now. Again, Grand Rapids is 2-2. They are 1-0 at home this year, and currently in 6th place of a 14-team Eastern Conference. And Windy City 1-5, looking for their first road win tonight. ALKINS out of Arizona in the lane, lost the handle, and here comes Brown the other way. No-look pass down low and an Ellenson flush. There's the first basket of the ball game. This is a small Windy City lineup. The biggest player, Farrakhan Hall, just 6'8", 220. He's got it right now. A handoff to Wilder. Free throw line, you bet.
Now that is something Thomas Wilder does in his sleep. He picks up the ball off of a handoff there, and that mid-range jumper is lethal for Wilder.
Now Thomas for that pick and pop with Ellenson. Instead, they'll post. It's rising from 3. Yes, sir. Guy's shooting 52% from 3 in the G League this season. Hall with a toe on the line. No good. All 3 2018 Piston draft picks on the floor tonight for the Drive. There's Brown. Second rounder out of Miami. Former 5-star recruit. And he finds Ellenson off a screen. The triple try, no good. I said 3. The 2 draft picks for the Pistons, correct?
2 draft picks, that is right.
You got to speak up, man.
Man, this is your show. I'm not trying to get in the way. Yeah, Pistons, a couple guards they took in last year's draft, and that's one of those positions that they're hoping to develop because you got that front court with Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin. The question is, can you get that contribution from the perimeter? I think those guys, both of them, have a shot to make an impact on the NBA team this season.
There's a whistle. First foul of the game goes against Grand Rapids. And it's against Kyrie Thomas.
Truth be told, I was trying to figure out if I was missing a third, but you're right. Kyrie Thomas shooting well at the G League level. He was a 3-and-D guy at Creighton, and honestly, he hasn't been up with the NBA club yet, but don't put it past him. He's got it in him.
ALKINS to the rack, eludes Hamilton and finishes. Raleigh ALKINS, a 2-way player with the Bulls this season, along with Tyler Ulis, who we won't see tonight. We did the last time they met. And here's a pocket picked by Trey McCallum. He misses the run out. ALKINS, the putback, yes.
Now give Kyrie Thomas a lot of credit, though, on that one to force the initial miss and the extra effort required.
Bulls in front for the first time. Here's the mismatch. Ellenson on Wilder.
You want to see this. You got a size edge.
And he took advantage. That's too easy for Henry Ellenson, who has done really good work down here at the G League level this season. 21 points, 12 boards, shooting it at 52%.
And he's kind of caught in no man's land. Henry Ellenson is a top-end G League player, but hasn't made an impact yet with the Pistons.
There's Trey Darius McCallum out of DePaul. tryout player for the Bulls that lays it up and in. Back in front 8-7. 8 to go in the first. Zach Lofton, two-way signee for the Pistons this year. Open at the block and hits.
Stop and pop.
Now Mulder, former Kentucky Wildcat, his stuff pinned at the tin by Hamilton. Now Brown takes a hit, and Hall strips it away, but the Drive keep it. Free throw line, Johnny Hamilton, you bet.
I mean, if you're just going to give it to him, if you're not going to put anybody in his face 7 feet tall, he's going to pop it.
Johnny Hamilton trying to take advantage of, again, a small roster for Windy City. Here's Hall at 6'8", trying to work on him, but can't hit. Brown up ahead, the outlet Thomas, and the righty lay. Kyrie Thomas with 5 points in the first 5 minutes tonight, and the Drive lead 13-8 at our first stoppage. Again, so happy to have you with us on Facebook. Their wins have come against Windy City, if you can believe it or not. 3 of the first 5 games for the Drive this year come against the Bulls, and then they won't see each other again.
Well, I'm not a geography major, Brad, but Chicago, Grand Rapids, not that far apart. Makes perfect sense that they've seen enough of each other early on in the season.
Well, geographically speaking, you at least understood that Windy City was Chicago, so the props there for you. Here's Ellenson up ahead. Thomas, another run out, this time with the left. He hits.
Boy, he is an explosive athlete on the break.
And he's a guy the Pistons obviously like. They gave up 2 future second-rounders for him this year. Alkins, the 3, got it. Riley Alkins has 7. From Brooklyn, compared a lot to another Brooklynite, Lance Stevenson.
I see some of that.
Yeah. Maybe not the antics.
There's only one of those. Lance is a one-of-a-kind off-the-court personality.
Lofton, baseline drive, hangs, no good. Alkins with 7 early on. Again, a two-way guy out of Arizona. Played 2 years at Arizona as a freshman alongside Lauri Markkanen, and then as a sophomore alongside DeAndre Ayton. Hall with 4 to shoot.
Kind of in no man's land.
Ooh, good finish. Farrakhan Hall has his first bucket of the night. 6th-year pro who went undrafted out of Memphis in 2013.
Well, and we've already seen Hall showcase a number of skills. He's brought the ball up a little bit. You see him working out of the elbow there, able to shoot the mid-range jumper.
Thomas a little short on the 3. Brown, long rebound. Now Ellenson in the corner, wide open. Yes, sir. And Ellenson with 7 in the first quarter.
I got bad news for Mulder. He is not going to be able to get up and get a hand in the face of a tall shooter like Ellenson.
You probably think, watching this, the Pistons have 3 assignment players down, plus both two-way players on the roster. The Drive going to be hard to beat, right?
I was just thinking about that in the break we took. I said, boy, this on paper should be a Drive victory. They have more star power in this matchup. And you mentioned no Tyler Ulis for Windy City, and that's a guy that's played in the NBA.
Yeah, Ulis, well over 100 career games in the NBA, has been with Windy City for 4 games this year, and has been a bit inefficient, but a lot of their offense works through him. So now they're trying to work in Thomas Wilder to that role while Ulis is not with the team. Here's John Horford into the game, former Michigan Wolverine. Hands off Keenan Evans. Now Speedy Smith.
I was going to say, Speedy Smith in the game gives the Drive a true point guard. Bruce Brown had been running those duties. He's more of an off guard.
5 to shoot. Evans, and a foul away from the ball. It's going to be against Hall. That's his first. Shot clock reset to 14 for the Drive. Here's Smith. John Octius in his grill, fresh off the bench. Now Evans. Horford at the rim. He is met and stuffed by C.J. Fair. Well, here you have it, Jim. Like you said, Hall bringing it up the floor, finding the former Syracuse forward C.J. Fair, who gets it back now from Alkins.
You know, that's one of the things as you watch more G League basketball, you hear the name C.J. Fair. That's that Syracuse guy, right? Yeah, a lot of high-level college basketball players in the G League.
Fair just finished there, plus the foul. He's got a chance at a three-point play. C.J. Fair, not to make anybody feel old, but sometimes you think about these guys and say, oh, yeah, he just left Syracuse a few years ago.
Right.
Well, C.J. Fair is now 27 and has been in the pros for 5 years. He converts on the three-point play. It's now 18-16 drive, a little more than 4 to go in the first quarter. Quick pace early on, only 3 fouls thus far. Smith finished 5th in the G League in assists last year. Finds Evans, now right back to Speedy. In the corner, three-pointer. No good for Todd Withers, one of the local tryout players for the Drive this year. Octius to Hall, and poked away by Keenan Evans. Evans, the other two-way guy for the Pistons. He's out of Texas Tech. Somebody commented on Facebook Live, where is Tyler Ulis? Again, he is not with the team right now and has not been for a couple of games. He's missed their last 2 games. Inbound to Fair, 10 seconds to shoot.
Mouse in the house.
Octius, 5 on the shot clock. It's poked away underneath, and it'll come down the other way.
That's one of those, even if you don't get the ball, there's 2 seconds on the shot clock, and you feel like, boy, your defense helped you out.
It's like pinning the opposing offense deep into their own end. No? No good for the Drive. Offensive rebound. Horford back up and in.
You should see a lot of that tonight. You mentioned the size mismatch. Tallest player for Windy City is 6'8". Horford 6'10". Eat up on the offensive glass.
Very small roster for Windy City.
It's kind of like when you have a big tight end in the red zone, Brad.
I see what you
Throw
did,
him the ball.
and I appreciate it. Alkins hangs, no good, but a foul on the floor. Looked like it was Farrakhan Hall who was getting dirty down low. It's going to stay with Windy City. Four-point edge for Grand Rapids, a substitution for Windy City. They insert a first-year pro out of Xavier, Kaiser Gates. Shot clock to 14. Here's John Octius, former Big Ten player at Purdue. Skip pass, triple try, got it. That's Gates.
Come into the game and hit your first shot. That's a good way to settle in.
Now Speedy Smith from Louisiana Tech, the Conference USA Player of the Year in 2015. Returning player for the Drive. Finds Bethea Jr. Baseline drive, and he misses the lay-in. Octis the other way. Fair. The southpaw. Alkins will rise and leave it a little short. Horford another rebound. There's been a menace on the boards early on in limited minutes for the Drive as Evans attacks and throws it away. 3-on-1 opportunity for Windy City. And it's a strip of VJ Beacham, but Windy City there to clean it up. A lay-in for Alkins. He's got 9 to lead all scorers right now. Drive trying to look for offense without Ellenson or Brown or Thomas on the floor. Evans takes a hit and draws the blocking foul. He's got 2 on the way.
The offense has looked really different with the second unit. I mentioned they put Speedy Smith out at the point guard position, running more of a...
With 1:44 to go in the first quarter, Bulls are back in front by 1, and Keenan Evans is at the free throw line for Grand Rapids. Two-way signee of the Pistons this summer. Misses the front end, 6'3", 190. First-year pro after going undrafted this year out of Texas Tech. And he splits the pair. So again, Grand Rapids playing with 3 assignment players from the Pistons, both of their two-way players. Windy City, no assignment players, just 1 two-way guy on the roster, and that's Raleigh Alkins.
And yet the game's tied.
Yes. Not to say that it should be a cakewalk for Grand Rapids tonight, but This is a team that they've already beat twice. You know what they say. It's tough to beat a team 3 times.
Is that what they say, Brad?
That is what they say. Evans. And he handed off to Johnny Hamilton at the last second. 7-footer's got 4.
He just towers over the defense.
Beecham. And now Gates. Kaiser Gates out of Xavier, waived by the Bulls before the start of the season. With 5 to shoot, Octius attacks, no good.
And you can tell he's been looking for a lane. He's been distributing more, but he saw something there and couldn't pass it up.
Smith looking for a lob to Hamilton, and it was just poked away. Excellent defense at the rack by Kaiser Gates. He's going to stay with Grand Rapids on the sideline. Again, Windy City won their opener against Lakeland. In fact, held the Magic in that game to a franchise-low 71 points, but have lost 5 straight, including 2 to Grand Rapids.
It seems unheard of.
71 points?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in the G League. Evans, with a hand in his face, misses. Weak side rebound for Windy City.
I mean, those are numbers back going to work Pistons.
The 90s
Scores,
days.
Yeah.
That might have been partially blocked by Hamilton, but a strong take by C.J. Fair, and he's got 5 in the first. 30 seconds to go, and the Bulls and drive are tied. Saw a good burst early on with the assignment guys in the starting lineup for Grand Rapids, but the offense has struggled since. Here's Smith. High ball screen from Hamilton. Speedy attacks. 3 to shoot to Hamilton. 1 on the ticker, and he got blocked. Now 5 seconds left. Octius with 3 to shoot. Rises. It's off the heel. And that brings us to the end of the first. An entertaining first quarter on this Friday night from Greater Grand Rapids. We've got a tie game going to the second on Facebook Live. Ready to go. Start of the second quarter. Tie game 23 up and 23 down. A bit of a low-scoring quarter. Very rarely do you see a pace under 100 points for any team in the G League these days. That's what we've got tonight. And to start the second, an open three-point jumper for Joe Kilgore is off the front side of the rim.
Drive running with that same second unit to start the second quarter. Speedy Smith in at point guard.
And Scotty Lindsey into the game for the first time as well. They go to Hamilton, mismatch down low, and he misses the bunny.
Well, that's tough because he's got the size edge, but a double team's coming, and you got to move the ball.
Now Gates stopped. Around to Octius, triple try, rims off. Lindsey the rebound. Scotty Lindsey averaging about 15 minutes a game this year. He's out of Northwestern. Smith down to 10 to shoot. Now to Lindsey. He'll pop from 3. Gates rebound. We got Johnny Hamilton down in the court here.
Looked like he grabbed at his knee. He's staying on his back.
And Windy City takes advantage of the man-up advantage with a three-pointer for V.J. Beecham. Hamilton going to get some medical attention here as the Bulls. That last shot, they say a toe on the line, so just 25-23. Saturday nights at the Deltaplex are Metro Health Family Nights. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, all for just $44. That's every Saturday night with the drive. Get your tickets today at NBAGrandRapids.com. A special Saturday night at the Deltaplex tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait.
That'll be an exciting one as we see a three-pointer for Michael Bethea Jr. rim off. Bulls lead by 2 in the second quarter. A lot going on for what the driver dubbing as 90s night at the Deltaplex. And the headline for tomorrow night's activities are the uniforms that we'll see. Offensive foul on the Bulls, that three-pointer no good.
And I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, you and I are broadcasting in the jerseys tomorrow night, right?
Look, we can pitch for that. I'm sure it won't take place, though.
I thought I'd try. They are very impressive. For those that haven't seen the photos, they are a throwback to the Pistons' teal jerseys. They have the Horsehead logo, and it's a script drive on the front. It's a sharp jersey.
Yeah, the teal tops and bottoms, that's what the drive will be donning tomorrow night against the Canton Charge, the Cavaliers affiliate. Horford in the paint with 10 to shoot, muscles his way in and scores, but
it off.
Yeah, offensive foul on John Horford. Used the off arm to clear out. So the basket no good, and the Bulls stay in front by 2. You know, it's about time somebody has resurrected the teal uniforms from the 90s and 80s, or the 2000s.
The jerseys that Grant Hill and Jerry Stackhouse made famous.
Here's Fair. Wants to get into the lane, does, hangs and hits.
Yeah, and I'm surprised we haven't seen him do more of that tonight. I mean, he is listed at 6'8". That is the tallest player, but he is someone who can drive, and if he gets a mismatch, takes someone to the basket.
Yeah, Fair only averaging 12 points a game this year. He's already got 7 tonight. Smith with speed down the baseline, kicks. Lindsay, three-pointer, no. Here's Gates. Transition. Rims off. He thought he was fouled. No whistle.
Love the pace we're seeing, but try to take advantage of it.
Yeah, Horford draws the foul at the rack. It goes on C.J. Fair, who came from behind. That'll be the first on Fair, and that'll send John Horford to the line for 2. Back to these uniforms. Again, made famous by, I think most Pistons fans, like you said, would remember Grant Hill, Jerry Stackhouse in those kits. I was doing a Sporkle the other day.
Yeah, those quizzes.
Yes.
Love
and one of the questions on an NBA quiz was who led the NBA in scoring for some year. Mm-hmm. And I forgot that Jerry Stackhouse led the league in scoring one year in a Pistons uniform. Like a fringe MVP guy.
He gets forgotten about too often, and when Blake went for 50 earlier this year, it was a good reminder. Jerry Stackhouse holds the Pistons record for points in a game with 57. I think he did them in those old Maroons.
Okay. Both go down for Horford, so it's back to a 2-point game. Beacham, free throw line. A rebound poked around and won by Fair. He's grabbed 8 boards a game this year. Octius attacks, and off the high glass, it rolls through.
Acrobatic finish for Octius.
Feels like a long time since we've seen Henry Ellenson on the floor. He's back out there with Bruce Brown and Zach Lofton right now. They're joined by Lindsay and Horford off the bench. Lofton lost it, and now Fair on the run out. No good, but he's got 2 on the way.
Boy, it feels like Windy City's had their share of odd man breaks, and I don't feel like they've capitalized enough yet in this game. Driver going to make them earn them.
C.J. Fair at the free throw line. He's shooting 55% this year. He's played in all 6 games for Windy City, and he hits the first to give him 8 tonight. Baltimore, Maryland native. Full-time starter as a junior and senior at Syracuse. He played with former Piston draft pick Michael Benajay there, with the G League affiliate of the Warriors out in Santa Cruz. So Fair hits both. Lindsay rises and hits. Scotty Lindsay off the bounce.
It's one of those shots that's slowly leaving the NBA game. That mid-range 2-point jumper from just outside the paint.
Already 12 to shoot. Gates, no good. Lindsay a rebound, and now to Brown. Gonna drive, build some momentum here. Brown, stripped, and now Ellenson. Attacks the rack, floats, no good.
A lot of things Ellenson can do well. I don't think putting his head down and driving to the bucket is at the top of that list.
There's Gates putting his head down and drawing a reach-in foul. It's going to be on Ellenson. Well, Ellenson, we already know that the Pistons have decided to not pick up the option for next year.
Mm-hmm. And some of that could be to his benefit, quite frankly.
Right.
If there's not enough opportunity for him in that front court, it'll give Ellenson the opportunity to sign with another club this offseason.
And who knows? He might be a guy that ends up as a two-way player next year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not a full-time NBA roster guy.
And it's tough. I mean, he was not a lottery selection, but I think there was an expectation and an excitement around him when he was selected in the first round as a one-and-doneer out of Marquette.
Yeah. from Rice Lake, Wisconsin. He went to Marquette. Big East Freshman of the Year. Big East first team as a freshman. Brown on the right, swatted by Gates. Second effort goes down. First bucket of the day for Bruce Brown, who has made 3 starts with the Pistons this year. He's played in 8 games with them.
He started the opening night, I believe, right?
That's right,
Reggie Bullock was out with illness.
Yeah, and so was Stanley Johnson, so it gave an opportunity for Bruce Brown as Kilgore misses the 3.
And they love his defense. I mean, if you
Yes.
listen to Coach Casey talk about him, they love him as someone they can put on the other team's scoring threat.
Well, that was the point of both of those picks in the
Yes.
second round was the thought of defense. He and Kyrie Thomas. Thomas out of Creighton.
Thomas a little more of a three-point shooter.
Yes. That Thomas pick, again, the Pistons gave up 2 future second-rounders after the Sixers drafted Thomas originally. We see Horford hit off the bounce from Lofton there. Solid execution out of the inbound. Can you believe that pick, the rights of that pick, goes all the way back to 2014 in a trade for Andrei Kirilenko, AK-47?
You know, I had forgotten that detail, and then once you said it, it clicked in my head.
Oh, you knew that, huh? All those picks that get traded. There's a walk for Lofton.
Well,
Instead of foul, it looks like. He did take an extra step, but the infraction on Windy City goes again. Yeah, they thought Lofton was in the shooting motion, which I don't know if I fully agree with.
I don't think so.
And Lofton misses the first before
Ball
Michael
don't lie.
Mulder comes back in. Thank you, Rasheed Wallace. Another comment about Tyler. Thank you, Rasheed Wallace. Another comment about Tyler Eulis on our Facebook Live feed. Again, he is not with Windy City tonight, so he will not be playing. Lofton splits the pair, so he's got 3 tonight. Drive back down by just 1 halfway through the second quarter.
Thomas Wilder in the game now for Windy City. I'm sure that's a guy that people are keeping an eye on.
Only making his second appearance with Windy City this season as we see Michael Mulder drill a 3 near the top of the key. Former Kentucky Wildcat who spent some time behind De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk. And with that, it sends us to another timeout. 5:57 to go, second quarter. Bulls GR has gotten the better of the Bulls both times. And Windy City trying to snap out of a 5-game losing streak after winning their season opener against Lakeland. Brown, Horford, Ellenson, Thomas, and Lofton, the 5 for Grand Rapids right now. A couple of bigs out there trying to take advantage of the small Windy City roster. Here's Ellenson, 3-pointer, rims out.
Boy, but I love that by Thomas. He drives, he recognizes the defense has collapsed and knows I have a shooter, and he had to make a cross-court pass to get it to Ellenson.
Ellenson's been pretty good from the 3 this year.
Slow start tonight, though, right? 1 of 4?
Yes. Hey, how about that? The teal uniform on the near side right now. Got a Piston fan out there. Red hoodie, teal jersey, Grant Hill.
Of course it's a Grant Hill, 33.
Those are the uniforms the Drive will be rocking tomorrow night. Thomas, Horford. Baseline jumper rims off.
Not to be the color wheel guy, but the photos I saw looked a little bluer than the teal we just saw there.
I would agree with you. Might be the lighting, though. You know, Photoshop these days.
Yeah.
Hall will rise from 15.
Got to hit him with the angles, Brad.
Lofton wants it, gets it, and nearly lost it.
Horford was shouting for the ball.
Ellenson, 10 to shoot. Whistle, and a foul goes against Farrakhan Hall. That was a tweener call there. Hall was outside of the restricted area. But it does go against the Windy City big man.
Yeah, I don't love it. It looked like Ellenson kind of got bailed out from an awkward drive to the basket.
Now for Hall, that's his 3rd. So he's going to have to take a seat. Kaiser Gates coming back in.
And a small team gets smaller, right?
Yeah. Ellenson will head to the free throw line where he's shooting 82% this year in 4 games with the Grand Rapids Drive. Getting to the line 8 times per contest. brought up the expectations for him in what is essentially a contract year now.
Mm-hmm.
Pistons have already said they will not pick up his option going into next season. And again, the 18th overall pick in 2016, that was the Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum draft. Jaylen Brown draft. Got my Celtics mixed up. Ellenson, the 18th overall pick, makes the first there. He's got 8 tonight.
You remember being excited about the Ellenson pick?
Yes and no, right?
Yeah. To his time at Michigan, and it was always ankles. And there it is again as a Brooklyn Net, although it sounds like not as bad as the initial injury looked.
Now Ellenson's second free throw, and he puts it home. He's got 9. Still looking for our first player to reach double figures tonight. Ellenson with 9. C.J. Fair for Windy City has 9. And so does Rookin. He drives and lays with the left, and then he has to put it back himself. So there you go. First player with 10-plus points is ALKINS.
Brett, he just wanted to add the offensive rebound to his stat line. That's all that
We've
was.
seen LeBron James doing that a ton this year where he throws it off the board himself.
Padding stats never.
Thomas throws it to no one but finds Lofton.
7 seconds. Got to get something going.
Yeah, 4 to shoot. Brown rises. Front side no good. I remember years and years ago, when I say this name, you'll know how far ago it was, but a former Piston, Bob Sura.
Oh, wow.
When he left the Pistons, I believe went to the Hawks, and the NBA took a triple-double away from him because he intentionally missed a layup on a fast break to get himself a rebound.
Someone needs to get to Russell Westbrook's stat line from a couple years ago. Do some additions and mostly subtractions.
I couldn't believe that they took the rebound away from him, though.
Yeah, I don't like that.
A rebound's a rebound. I mean, it's
you.
a missed field goal. You're wearing what you can there, as we see Kaiser Gates nail a 3.
Gates is shooting well in that right corner tonight, that right side from the long line. He's looked good.
And they give him 2, in fact, beg your pardon there. So it's 41-34, 3:15 to play first half. Lofton, off the bounce, step back, is short. Grand Rapids stagnant on offense so far. They were shooting 45% at the last break, but only 2 3-pointers made. It's a team that has hit the 3 pretty well this season. Gates bangs home another.
I mean, if you're going to leave him open, he's going to hit him.
They do give him 3 there, and now Gates into double figures with 10, including 7 here in the second quarter. Largest lead for either team tonight. It's a 10-point edge for Windy City. Brown attacks. Gets it back and finishes.
Well, at least they get some points on this one. Shot clock going down into single digits yet again. You'd like to see better offensive rhythm by the drive.
A fine spin move by ALKINS. It's off the foot of Hamilton, out of bounds. So it'll stay with Windy City. Did you watch any of Raleigh ALKINS at Arizona?
I didn't. I mean, you mentioned some of the guys he played with. Laurie Markkinen, of course, doing work with the Bulls right now, and DeAndre Ayton, the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Those guys kind of stole the show.
Get a good look at him. Have you seen the movie Get Out?
Yes.
C.J. Fair lost it off his knee here. The primary actor, the protagonist, I guess you could say,
that was
in that
him?
film, Daniel Kaluuya. Does he look like Raleigh ALKINS to you?
One and the same.
Said he gets stopped all the time on the street and gets asked for autographs because they think he's Daniel Kaluuya.
Oh, I'd roll with it. As someone who gets confused for Jim Acosta, I would absolutely roll with it.
Right, you're just Jim Costa,
Right.
not to preface that with a just and diminish the credibility.
I don't have a White House press credential, but I was able to get into this game.
Wow, well, you've got it back now, or at least Acosta does. Ellenson to the line. Again, he's been getting there a ton this season with the drive. Hitting over 80% of his free throws. That gives him 10 tonight. Drive trail by 7. 2:03 to play first half.
This is an important 2 minutes. Try to close out the first half with a nice run. They were down 10 at one point.
Another good for Ellenson, down on assignment from the Pistons. This is 5th game. He's played in every game so far with the drive. Mulder nearly lost it. Now bounces backdoor. ALKINS does lose it. Up ahead, the outlet. Thomas reels it in. And now he'll stroke it from 3. Been a little short tonight. And the rebound goes out of bounds. And it's won by Windy City. Again, Thomas has been excellent shooting the basketball at this level this year. 56% from the field, 52% from 3. He hasn't missed a free throw. 38th pick in this summer's NBA draft out of Creighton. Here's Alkins. 3-point trigger. He's got it.
Smooth as silk.
And now he leads all scorers with 14. Optimistic Drive fan on Facebook Live right now, Joel Langlois, says drive by 16. That's his prediction. All right, Joel.
We'll hold you to it, Joel.
Ellenson, 6 to shoot, takes some contact and hits.
And, that's his best drive of the game so far.
Yes.
That was a confident take to the hoop, and he really used his length like he was comfortable in his own skin.
Under a minute to go. Do the Drive have a stop and a score in them? They trail by 7. Alkins, with Thomas defending, finds Fair, spin, lefty hook, and a soft touch at the 10.
Worth pointing out, Hamilton back in the game after that injury scare earlier. He was in there on that last possession.
That's a good point. Brown gets ripped up by Alkins, but draws the foul. That's the second on Raleigh. Again, from Brooklyn. Entered the draft after his freshman year, but then withdrew after not signing an agent. Ultimately went undrafted this summer. And Brown can't hit the free throw. Mentioned he draws comparisons to Lance Stevenson's size, effort.
Sturdy, thick upper body.
Yeah. A struggling offensive game at times as Brown hits.
Streaky.
He wants to live up to the expectations of a guy that you brought up earlier, Jimmy Butler. A late-round draft guy, even though he went undrafted, who needs to kind of beat the odds to become a top-level player in the NBA. There's Gates for 3.
There he is again.
Yeah. He's been a star tonight, a guy that was only shooting 31% from the 3. He's already made 2 in this first half.
Well, you saw Hall leave with foul trouble, right? And it looks like Gates has been the guy to answer it.
Next man up. Shot clock and game clock, for all intents and purposes, even right now. 7 to shoot. Brown on the left side, misses. Offensive rebound. Hamilton has it stripped. 1 second left. Mulder got it off, but it rims out. And that brings us to the half. Windy City Bulls 52, Grand Rapids Drive 41. It's an 11-point. 52-41. Again, the Bulls lead. There's the buzzer to get us going to start the second half. The Drive begin with Lofton, Brown, Hamilton, Ellenson, and Thomas. Their starting 5 from the beginning of the ball game. Here's Farrakhan Hall. He's joined by Thomas Wilder, Raleigh Alkins, Michael Mulder, and Trey McCallum, the 5 starters for Windy City as well. This is McCallum, and the three-pointer rims off. Offensive rebound. McCallum gets it back and lays it up and in.
Good energy for the Bulls coming out to start the second half, not resting on their laurels with a double-digit lead.
Hamilton off a screen finds Brown, right back to Johnny, and it's off his fingertips. Here come the Bulls. 3-on-3 opportunity. Wilder swatted by Brown, but he picks up the foul. Looked fairly clean, but might have got some body down low. And that's the foul on Bruce Brown.
Brown was in good position there, and you like going after the ball. I think that's one of those effort plays that you'll take whether or not you get the foul call.
You brought up Brown's defensive ability early on. That's what the Pistons love about him as a second-round pick. 42nd overall out of Miami this year. No good on the first free throw for Thomas Wilder. But he was a 5-star recruit coming out of Greater Boston in the 2016 class, which turned out to be an excellent class already for NBA talent. Josh Jackson, Lonzo Ball, Jason Tatum, Markelle Fultz, Jonathan Isaac, Malik Monk, Miles Bridges. Lofton triple try. And again, the Drive struggling to hit the deep ball tonight. Alkins bounce behind the back. Hall. And Alkins met at the rim by Brown.
That's what I was talking about. You keep that intensity.
Oh, boy. Bruce Brown, get up and finish.
That is the definition of defense leads to offense. The energy. He did it all himself, but it is contagious.
Oh, that was mean low on the right. Alkins looking for the answer. Euros. Open shooter, Hall. And the corner three is good.
That's a good extra pass by Wilder. That's exactly what you got to do.
Here's Brown. Drive, nearly throw it away, but we've got a foul that goes against Tredarius McCallum. McCallum, again, a local tryout player for Windy City, first-year pro out of DePaul. Sister who played at South Carolina and professionally overseas. Basketball in the family. Eight to shoot for Bruce Brown. He'll attack again, and he's blocked at the rim by McCallum, a weak side defender. Now on the run out, Alkins, Euro, and a lefty lay. We've got a timeout called by second-year head coach Ryan Kruger. Grand Rapids wants to discuss things as they trail by 17.
It's a good timeout.
Yep, and and we mentioned it early on. Grand Rapids has played 4 games this season. 2 of them have come against Windy City. This is their 3rd meeting against Windy City in their first 5 games. What's the cliche? It's tough to beat a team 3 times. If it's not, it may be tonight. Windy City applying some good perimeter defense on the drive. Here's Bruce Brown. 6 to shoot. Now Zach Lofton skips. Hamilton a deep 2. And Mulder the rebound. Thomas Wilder, the former Western Michigan Bronco. He's in 14, playing in his 3rd game with the Bulls tonight. And he's got it in the corner. A drive and a swat by Brown.
What a start to this second half for Brown.
Bruce Brown has been excellent, not only on the defensive end, but he had that big flush after another block earlier in the quarter.
You see why he's already started NBA games despite being a second-round pick in his rookie season.
Ellenson, defender in the air, and he walked with it. And Bruce Brown tonight, 7 points, 6 boards, a block, make it 2 blocks, a steal, and 2 assists. Alkins, swatted by Lofton, but he got a ton of arm in the paint. And a foul on Zach Lofton. His first-year pro out of New Mexico State. He bounced around a ton. 25-year-old who started at a JUCO in Texas, spent a year in Illinois State, did not play in the college game for 2 years, went to Texas Southern for a year, finally finished at New Mexico State as the SWAC Player of the Year. First one good for Alkins, second one there as well. Alkins with a game-high 18.
He started slow, too, for Alkins, but he's really picked up the offensive workload for Windy City.
Brown, now Lofton, and Ellenson, the 3. A little strong. Windy City, the rebound.
On target, not a bad look. He's moving as he shoots it, but not a bad look for a guy who can stroke from 3.
Now a steal, Lofton, and an easy lay.
Kind of teasing us a little bit there. You thought maybe he'd throw it down. He goes, no, don't worry about it. I want to make sure I get it in. I'll lay it in.
I was ready for drive, still trail by 17. Alkins in the paint. The righty float is good.
That's a scorer's shot right there. You get into that mid-range territory, defenders in the area, you go up confident.
Now Brown wants the ISO, drives. Some contact, no good. Offensive rebound back up and in, and a little flex.
He is feeling it right now.
He's got 9 points, 4 of them here in the third quarter. He's trying to will this Grand Rapids team a little bit closer. They still trail by 17.
Well, and you can see part of the reason he's here. And we keep mentioning he's played in the NBA, he's played in the NBA. But when you're at the G League level, he can take the ball up. He can orchestrate a little more. He can be more of a focal point. When he was playing with the Pistons, the workload was more sporadic. You've got other guys that got to eat, other guys that are going to get shots.
Here's ALKINS off a screen. He drills the three. Riley ALKINS taking over this ball game in the third quarter. He's got 9 in the frame. Largest deficit of the night for Grand Rapids. Ellenson in the post has the mismatch.
I like that matchup.
Gets doubled, and a travel called on Henry Ellenson. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
And for Ellenson, he's thinking 2 in a row now on some fringy type travel calls. Nearing the 7-minute mark in the third quarter, 67-47. ALKINS with 23 tonight. Attacks and throws it away. Here's Lofton on the run out. Mulder back defensively, and it's good for Zach Lofton plus the foul. Charlie Henry, the second-year head coach for Windy City, came over to his assistants there and said, "Can I challenge that play?" And now he's communicating with our officials to see if he does, in fact, want to challenge the foul. Very tough to challenge a foul call.
Not to be that guy. You're up 18 points.
Yeah.
Now 17.
3-point play converted for Lofton. He's got 8. 17-point game, as you mentioned. Hall on Hamilton. And the righty hook is good. Farrakhan Hall has been quiet tonight, just 7 points, but he's provided an impact on both sides of the floor. Brown attacking. There's Hall on the defensive end with a full house block at the rim. And Grand Rapids will keep it. Ellenson, Lofton, Thomas, Hamilton, and Brown, the starters still on the floor for GR. Got them off to a good start in the first quarter. Here's Thomas.
I'd like to see Thomas get going.
A sharpshooter from the outside this year. As his pocket pick, finds it back. Free throw line is good.
And there it is. He did not make that easy, but he made it, and that's the key.
That's his first bucket since the first quarter. 17-point game. Wilder, with a full head of steam, hangs and hits with Hamilton.
Man, if you're Hamilton, you're going, I've played good defense each of the last 2 trips down the floor, and I'm not getting bailed out for it. The Bulls are hitting tough shots.
You don't see a lot of guys out of the Mid-American Conference warrant draft attention the way Thomas Wilder did last year out of Western Michigan. On the run out, an easy lay-in for Tredarius McCallum.
And I'm not sure how much of the draft process you paid attention to for Wilder, but he was one of those guys that said, I've been an underdog my entire life.
Ellenson just beating Hall to the rack.
I'd like to see them post him up a little more. I know he's known as a face-up big, but with the size mismatch in this game, you've seen Ellenson call for the ball a little more.
And Ellenson's got 15, still shooting it efficiently. Hall spots up. Around the wheel to ALKINS. A baseline drive. And a two-hand flush. Plus the foul on Johnny Hamilton.
My, oh my, I'm stunned.
Riley ALKINS, 6'5", 225. Climbed the ladder on that baseline drive.
Get the defibrillator out to restart my heart. That was one impressive play.
And there you see a little bit of the Lance Stevenson that a lot of people see in him. Again, the comparison is drawn because they're both from Brooklyn, and the size is relatively the same, but the aggression that he took that basketball to the rim with.
Now, I wasn't sure, but I'm pretty sure now that you're not making it up. When the broadcast started and you said that was the comparison, I go, is that a Brad Tunney special or is that legit? And I've seen it more and more tonight.
Thomas misses with 2 defenders in his face. I appreciate you finally credentialing me there. Trusting the word.
Only took 2.5 quarters.
It's a 21-point game, the Drive trail. Alkins, it's been his show in the third quarter, but he traveled.
Sure did.
And gives it back to the Drive. Here come a couple of substitutions for GR. Speedy Smith in, Michael Bethea Jr. in, Lofton and Brown out. Grand Rapids still struggling to shoot the basketball tonight.
You got to try to get some easier looks, and you got to get some dribble penetration, and I think part of that can come with Speedy Smith at the one. He has that quickness, and if they can get him cutting to the basket, it creates for other shooters.
No doubt one of the best facilitators at the G League level. Again, finished 5th in the league last year in assists per game.
They got the switch. See if they can find Ellenson.
6 to shoot. Thomas on Alkins. Free throw line. Yes, sir. And Thomas into double figures with 11. Horford, Ellenson, Thomas, Smith, and Bethea Jr. This is Thomas Wilder for Windy City. A deep 2 is short. And the rebound to Speedy Smith. With tempo. Pulls it out. Smith has shot the ball a little bit better this year compared to his career numbers at this level. Elects to give it up here. And now on a cut to the basket, Thomas misses the reverse lay-in. Some solid execution there, but they couldn't finish. Grand Rapids will keep it.
You've seen some better off-ball action for the Drive these last couple possessions. Trying to free guys up for Speedy Smith to find.
And more of a sense of urgency off the ball. C.J. Fair is back in. Raleigh Alkins, Trey Darius McCallum out. Joe Kilgore in as well for Windy City. Smith inbound, 6 to shoot. Ellenson pops. It's short. Kilgore rebound, then a foul from behind goes against Bethea Jr. Joe Kilgore from Texas A&M Corpus Christi. He's from Spring, Texas, just north of downtown Houston. Spring, Texas, by the way, same hometown as Jim Parsons.
The Sheldon from Big Bang Theory.
From Big Bang Theory, yes. One of the top sitcom stars in America right now. I believe the highest paid star.
Parson, a big Rockets fan.
That's right. He's from just outside of downtown Houston. Makes sense. Along with Simone Biles. You can say the biggest sitcom star, along with the best Olympian for the United States right now.
Who's more famous? Comment in the chat right now. Who's more famous?
Jim Parsons or Simone Biles?
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. We'll see if we can get any feedback on Facebook Live. Free throws here for Kyrie Thomas, but he misses it. And now a sideline trigger for Ellenson in the Drive. John Octius will check in first. Octius again from Purdue, a returning player for Windy City this year. Fresh shot clock for GR. Here's Speedy Smith. A kick out. Ellenson steps into a 3, buries it.
That pass was exactly where it needed to be, right in the shooting pocket. And Ellenson, a shooter, knows what to do with it.
And then a timeout called for second-year head coach Charlie Henry. He wants to discuss some things as the Drive had pulled back within 16 after that triple for Henry. Well, it's been the Raleigh-Alkins show tonight for Windy City. They have a 16-point lead on Grand Rapids here at the Deltaplex, just north of downtown Grand Rapids. Alkins, Jim, is 9 of 12 from the field, 23 points in 23 minutes.
I'm going to nitpick. He's got 5 turnovers.
Okay.
Got to play better.
that is a bit of a nitpick, but sure.
No,
still something to be looked at.
Alkins is playing out of his mind.
Kilgore, elbow jumper, is down. First bucket for Joe Kilgore tonight. 5 turnovers, no steals, so the steal-to-turnover ratio not great, you know. Corner 3, Ellenson a bit short. Horford gets the tipped rebound. Smith drives, kicks. 7 to shoot. Now down to 3. Smith rises and left it short.
That's too bad there wasn't much time in the shot clock because the Drive got the switch. They had Horford on a small Smith forced to shoot over a taller defender.
Mulder rises. Way short, partially blocked by Ellenson. Now in the post, Ellenson has a mismatch, draws a double, and draws a foul. Biggest thing we continue to look at tonight, Jim, is the three-point shooting. Drive, now 3 of 21, less than 15%. Windy City, 9 of 20.
You go down the sheet, and it's a lot of 0 for 1, 0 for 2, 0 for 1, 0 for 1. Henry Ellenson, 2 of 6, leading the way for the drive from the long line.
Got it in the post. Mismatch with Octius on him. Now Smith with a bump. Unable to finish, and Gates a rebound. Under 2 to go in the third quarter. At the rim, Windy City will keep it. Kilgore near sideline. Octius nearly walked. They work it around. Mulder, triple try. Horford rebound. Speedy Smith. Handoff. Horford. A couple of pumps. Finally goes up, and it's in.
He had Bethea open with the double team coming, and Horford said, I don't care if they put 3 or 4 guys in here. I'm going to keep working until I put it in.
And he ran the floor nicely there to beat his defenders down. Earns Grand Rapids a bucket. They trail by 16. Kilgore crosses, hangs, and has 2 free throws on the way. Joe Kilgore.
It's a good move to the basket.
Yes. Good acceleration there. 5 of 6 from the free throw line this season. 12th overall pick in the G League draft this year. How about this? Was drafted by the Harlem Globetrotters this summer as well. Joe Kilgore.
Decisions.
He immediately tweeted out that he wasn't going to accept the Globetrotters offer. He was the winner of the National Slam Dunk Competition at Final Four weekend this year. Kilgore makes 6'5", 190, so he's somewhat of a small with some ups. 6'5" in today's NBA feels like 6'2" 5 years ago.
Well, it sure does. We were talking about Kyrie Thomas earlier. At 6'3", it's a question, but his arms are long enough where he can actually play either guard spot.
Horford, the bucket. Oh, they thought it was an and one opportunity. Instead, a travel on John Horford. So with 40 seconds to go, Windy City going to have a chance for a 2 for 1. We'll see if they take advantage. Doesn't look like they're pushing the pace here. Now Kilgore does attack. And Ellenson going to pick him up on the perimeter. Into the corner, C.J. Fair. Rims off. 20 seconds left. Shot clock turned off to end the third.
See if they hold for the last shot. Looks like they will.
Right now an 18-point game.
We saw this earlier. You want to get a shot up with a couple seconds just to give yourself a shot with an offensive rebound.
It's Bethea Jr. right now to Smith. Full head of steam. 1 left, and at the buzzer, he gets called for the offensive foul. So no free throws coming for the drive. That'll end the third quarter as the Bulls take a 79-61 lead into. There's an official review at the scorer's table, and they have put 0.6 of a second back on the clock. Windy City will have possession, and 0.6 of a second is long enough to get a shot off. All they'll do is inbound, and that was a good waste of time.
Let's do it again.
Now we've reached the end of the third quarter, and now we've reached one of our favorite times of the night, the ball toss.
Where you hit.
Oh, by the basketball.
Yes, the challenge.
I was not hit. I was able to throw one. That's all I want. I want one chance. My basketball did not end up in the center circle of the arena. That's how they do the 50-50 here at the Deltaplex. Really cool spin on 50-50. You don't just get a ticket and they pick it out of a barrel or something. You get to throw a mini Nerf basketball at us.
I don't think it's at us, Brad.
More accurately, at the center of the floor. And then Buckets, the mascot, picks out his favorite.
Ooh,
Bethea Jr. hits for 3 to start the fourth, and that pulls the drive within 16. They go 2 there. Still a 16-point deficit. Bethea Jr.'s first bucket tonight. Kilgore downhill on Ellenson, swatted. And Speedy Smith a rebound. Bethea Jr. feeling it after that last hit, finds Smith.
Smith's getting some extended run, kind of like we were talking about. He could be someone to energize the offense as a distributor.
What a step back fadeaway for Bethea. No. Horford, offensive rebound, Smith. And now a foul down low goes against John Horford. Tried to clear out some space and cleared out a little too much.
I was going to say, there's a reason he got the offensive board easily.
John Horford from nearby Lansing, Michigan. Of course, spent 4 years at the University of Michigan. Wrapped up his college career at Florida, the same place his older brother, Al Horford, won a couple of national titles.
Along with Joakim Noah.
That's right.
Corey Brewer.
Foul on the baseline. Horford. It's against him. Any other names?
That's all I got.
Those three.
Those are the biggest three.
Drawing a blank.
Hard to believe it was so long
Over
ago.
a decade ago
Yeah.
now. Fair with 10 to shoot for Windy City. On the much bigger Horford. And can't hit. Horford the rebound.
Smith wants to push the pace a little bit. I don't blame him.
Lindsay steps into a three. Horford taps it out. John Horford has been nice tonight for Grand Rapids. He takes it right at the teeth of the defense and finishes off the glass.
Almost looked like a running back getting
Yes.
into the lane there.
Just trying to drive his way through the pile. 10 points now for Horford. Kilgore bounces, fair, reverse lefty lay. 13 for Fair. Talk about C.J. Fair being a former member of the Syracuse basketball program. A little over 5 years ago now as we see Scotty Lindsay lay it up and in.
I really liked that take to the hoop.
Yes. You know the basketball tournament, that summer tournament, with all the former, it's called the basketball tournament. They play for like $1 million.
Okay.
C.J. Fair has been playing on Boeheim's Army the last couple of years in that tournament. Bunch of Syracuse alums. Kilgore at the ticker. No. Bethea Jr. a rebound.
So how many millions does he have?
They haven't won it yet. They made the semis a couple years ago. Lindsay feeling it. Drills a three.
Feed this man the ball.
All right. 5 straight for Scotty Lindsay. 11-point game. A little less than 9 to go. Now Lindsay applying some good off-ball defense to prevent the ball getting to Octius, and now a timeout called by Charlie Henry.
Funny how that works, right? You start scoring on offense, you start feeling it, the energy level picks up on defense.
So a timeout called by Windy City, 11 to shoot tonight. Right now the deficit just 11, and they have inserted Kyrie Thomas and Keenan Evans back into the game to join Scotty Lindsay, John Horford, and Michael Bethea Jr.
Just as long as Scotty Lindsay's out there.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid in the last couple of minutes. Some good off-ball defense and 5 straight points for the drive. But Raleigh ALKINS is back into the game for Windy City. He's got a game-high 25, but he has his pocket picked in transition. Bethea Jr. lays it up and draws the foul.
You know, and that just shows you, going back to the defensive end on that, Kyrie Thomas looked like he was beat going to the basket, but a really nice job recovering, using those long arms and those good defensive instincts to take the ball and get it going the other way.
I don't know about you, but as a guy who grew up following Pistons basketball, Kyrie Thomas is a guy that really intrigues me, a guy that obviously the Pistons like. As we mentioned, they traded away a couple of second-rounders for him, but fits the mold of what you want to be at the NBA level. Long, the ability to play a couple of positions, and the ability to shoot the three.
Yeah, I said earlier, at 6'3", you know, you look at that and go, boy, does he have a position? But it's all about what can you defend more so than what your simple height and weight is. And he can defend multiple positions, 1s, 2s, and depending on who's playing a small ball 3.
Well, Bethea Jr. just made both, and it's a single-digit game. ALKINS with his 25. And a foul away from the ball. Bruce Brown flattened Farrakhan Hall with maybe a little embellishment.
You think? The look on his face was, you're giving me that call, right?
First time Hall has come back in since he got a little bloody earlier on in the game, and you can see the slit in his lip. He took a hit from Henry Ellenson. I don't think I've seen Hall open up his mouth yet. His lips are glued. ALKINS to the rack. And it's a little strong. Here's a run out for the GR drive. Brown stops and pulls things out. Bethea Jr., quick trigger, got it!
Oh, cold-blooded.
And 7 points for Bethea in the fourth quarter. 6-point ball game. Hall wants Horford off the bounce. Lost it. Evans has it.
Ball.
Up ahead. Bethea. Ooh, he lost the handle.
Good recovery.
Yeah, saves it to Brown. Goes up in the trees and finishes.
That is strong as a guard inside. Catching it in an awkward position, but again, the strength to go up.
And hey, all the momentum now with Grand Rapids. They trail by just 4. Again, they trailed by as many as 21 in this second half. Already 10 to shoot. This is Octius. And he draws the foul on Kyrie Thomas, a weak side defender there.
Yeah, fans don't love it, but that's not a bad play. If you have a run going against you, get to the free throw line.
Yes.
Get some points.
Slow the pace, slow the momentum. And it's John Octius to the free throw line, where he was shooting 60% coming into the night. He makes the first. He's got 5. Charlie Henry is burning a hole in the sideline in front of us. We sit on the Windy City side of the court. Henry, the second-year head coach. He graduated from Madonna University in 2009. How about that?
Fun fact, I grew up just down the street from Madonna University.
Know. Free throws good for Octius. He's originally from Canton, Michigan, Charlie Henry.
Played Canton High School, Brad.
Yeah, 2.5 hours east of here. With the ball on the floor, a reach and foul goes against Octius. Incredulous, he can't believe it. The second on Octius.
Fun fact, Stackhouse had a family member that attended Canton.
Jerry Stackhouse, that
yes.
is. Okay.
How many Stackhouses do you know? This won't surprise you. He was a very good athlete.
No kidding. Evans, 8 on the ticker. Ooh, Brown thought about the 3. Instead drives, and the reverse lay-in earns him 2 free throws.
Someone's got to get to the basket when the shot clock is ticking down, and Brown has done that from the beginning of this game, and it's paying dividends now in the fourth quarter.
So Bruce Brown at the free throw line. Rims out with the first. To finish that thought on Charlie Henry, he was an assistant coach at Romulus High School for 2 years under Nate Oates.
Oh, who is now at Buffalo.
That's correct.
Look at us connecting all these dots.
That is correct. Nate Oates won a state title at Romulus with, some might know the name in the state, Ray Lee, who went on to play at Eastern Michigan. Mm-hmm. And to further connect the dots, Carrington Ward began the season with Windy City, a former Eastern Michigan Eagle. He played here at the Deltaplex the first time these two teams met.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Turnover for Bethea. And now a run out for Windy City. It's Mulder missing, and then the tip back good for John Octius plus the foul. It's on John Horford.
Good fight by Windy City there.
Fourth on Horford. He takes a seat. Henry Ellenson back in. Octius, a tough guy, again, from Purdue. He's originally from Miramar, Florida. He can't convert. Bethea Jr. skies for that board.
Let's see if the drive get Ellenson involved now that he's checked back in. You see him operating now.
Farrakhan Hall is barking out defensive commands right now. Grand Rapids downhill with Evans, and now to Brown, 8 to shoot. Ellenson in the post against Mulder. Mismatch. Into the lane. Yes.
Very nice. Good recognition to find Ellenson with a small on him. And then a good job by Ellenson, not panicking when the double came. He still had the lane to the basket.
Back to a 6-point game. Ellenson has 20 ball tonight. ALKINS leads all scorers with 25. 8 on the ticker for Windy City. Hall, no good, and a good contest from Ellenson.
Yeah, give him credit. His length played a major factor in that.
Now a handoff. Thomas, you bet, from downtown. And a huge hit for the drive.
Hey, there's that free ball we've been talking about. They were not hitting it. 3 of 20 at one point in this ball game. Drive have doubled their three-pointers in this quarter alone.
Hall wants the answer. No. Rebound, drive, and a foul. It was actually Fair who secured that rebound, but he pushed off, and the drive will have possession. While we've got a low-scoring ball game on our hands, it looks like we're going to at least get an entertaining finish at the Deltaplex tonight. He's Jim Costa. I'm Brad Tunney. Bulls have 85. Drive have 82. And it's been a fourth-quarter run for Grand Rapids that have put them back in this game. Here's Evans on the doorstep, unable to hit. And a long rebound is saved for the Bulls by C.J. Fair. Coach Henry telling his squad to slow things down. Octius defended by Evans. Already 10 on the shot clock. Now with 7 to shoot. Down to 5. Mulder, 3 to shoot. ALKINS triple, no. The tip back, not put home by Fair, but a foul goes against Keenan Evans and a bailout there for Windy City. That's the first on Evans. Fair to the free throw line, where he is just a 55% shooter this year. First one from the left, he rims off. If we've got any Michigan fans listening, the Michigan Wolverines that is, you might remember when those Wolverines took down C.J. Fair's Syracuse Orange in the 2013 Final Four. Do you remember that game at all?
I remember the game, not all of the specifics.
Sure. Obviously, Trey Burke.
Yes. Nick Stauskas on that Michigan team?
Yes. Fair splits the pair. He's got 14. It's a 4-point game. Evans, 10 on the shot clock, drives past Hall, kicks, and it's deflected out of bounds. Grand Rapids will keep with 7 to shoot.
Glenn Robinson III on that team?
Yes.
Now with the Pistons.
And has provided a decent role for them at the NBA level.
He's a guy with high upside. That was a free agency signing I thought could be very beneficial for Detroit.
Yes.
7 seconds.
Now down to 5 as the inbound goes to Ellenson. Drives on Hall. Can't hit the bunny. And a reset on the shot clock as they earn an offensive rebound. Brown at the top wants the 3. And a rebound, ALKINS.
One area of his game that is not at its peak yet, the three-point shot for Brown.
Came in shooting just 9% from behind the long line. He was not necessarily a shooter at Miami.
No.
Here's Hall in the corner. 7 seconds on the shot clock. It did not reset there, so it's ALKINS laying it up and in. 27 for RAWLE ALKINS. And a former top 20 recruit in the 2016 class. Oh, just rims out for the drive.
The crowd felt that one.
That would have been big. Would have pulled them within 3.
This crowd has been more energized as the drive have continued to make this comeback. It's one of those things where they could end up being your best friend down the stretch.
Hall spots up for 3. That rolls through, and that's a huge hit for Windy City. It gives Hall 10. 9-point game, 3 minutes to go. Ellenson stripped and a foul. That'll be on ALKINS. The 4th on RAWLE ALKINS there. Ellenson will head to the free throw line.
Which is a good spot for him.
Excellent spot. Very rarely misses.
4 of 4 today.
First for Ellenson is good. McDonald's All-American in 2015. Second one is good. He's got 22 to lead the drive in scoring tonight. 7-point ball game, under 3 to go.
How about this defense right up in his face?
ALKINS swatted, and it stays in bounds. How about Bruce Brown? Evans gallops his way in. Oh, it was halfway down, but Brown the putback and the foul. And what a menace Bruce Brown has been tonight.
If the Drive win this game tonight, game ball to Brown. The stats are going to tell a couple different stories, but his defense has led to offense, and he has played incredibly tough in this game.
And it seems like every time it's been his defense on the same possession on the other end, he's had
it's his offense.
Yes, but he can't hit the free throw. He's stuck on 13 points. Also, that's the 5th personal foul on Raleigh ALKINS.
He's got 8 rebounds, Brown does, in this game, and you've seen him on the offensive glass getting involved as well.
Octius hesitates, now drives. Ellenson the contest and no whistle. There's some rim protection for Henry Ellenson. In the corner, three-pointer, no. ALKINS rebound. Oh, it was poked away by Bethea Jr. He thought it was staying with the drive. Instead, Windy City will get it back. 2:12 to go. 91-86 is the Bulls' lead. Some full court pressure coming here for the Drive defensively. Windy City breaks. Ooh, last touch by Thomas. Thomas, Bethea Jr., Evans, Brown, and Ellenson. The 5 for Grand Rapids. Mulder, Fair, Octius, Hall, and ALKINS.
Well, and when Ellenson's playing the rim protecting role that he has down this stretch, this is a very good defensive lineup for the Drive.
ALKINS blows by Brown, misses the lay-in. Ellenson secures the rebound. 5-point game. Brown a double screen up top, throws down low. Ellenson, no whistle, still attacking, now draws the foul, and some more free throws on the way. Ellenson aggressive there after taking a hit, takes a second hit. And now 2 free throws for Henry Ellenson, where he's 6 of 6 tonight. You bet. Henry Ellenson, 23 points.
Chance to make it a one-possession game, which, boy, if you're just joining us, 21 points down for the Drive earlier in this game.
And again, 24 for Ellenson. And as Jim said, 3-point game. 1:44 to go from the Deltaplex in Walker, Michigan. Fair to Hall. Oh, he wanted it. Instead, off the bounce. ALKINS, baseline drive, and a one-hand hammer for Raleigh ALKINS.
And that, while it looks like a great finish, and it is, the cut is what set it up.
Brown with a quick answer. Still 3 points. Grand Rapids late to get back, but Mulder does not attack.
It's this dangerous territory for the Bulls. You don't want to stop running your offense.
No.
You do want to slow it down because the clock is your friend, but you have to still run offense.
3 to shoot. Hall off the bounce. Hands off. Octius blocked from behind by Ellenson, but he's whistled for the foul.
Boy, with 1 second on the shot clock,
yeah.
too.
Well, like you said, don't want to get out of your offense. They still executed there to get an easy lay-in. Ellenson was coming as a weak side defender from the back. And just a little bit of contact, our officials are saying. Sends John Octius to the line. Now, good news for the Drive. 60% free throw shooter coming in. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Misses the first.
No, that's the odds right there, right?
Well, right now it's 67%, 2 of 3. So you
should
take another miss
right.
here.
There it is. That's how that works. That's math for you,
yes.
Kids at home.
Analytics. Octius to make it a 4-point game. No, and he knew it. And a lane violation, it looks like. No, it was a secured rebound and a timeout for Ryan Kruger.
It was a knockdown shooter at Creighton.
Thomas, Ellenson, Brown, Evans, and Bethea Jr. So the 5 starters minus, we should say the 5 starters plus Evans and Bethea Jr. minus Zach Lofton and Johnny Hamilton. This is Evans. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Thomas off a screen, rolls off with a 3, gets his own board, saves it. No, they say he had a toe on the line, out of bounds, and Windy City takes over possession. But that's okay. Just a 3-point deficit for the Drive, 45 seconds to go.
You can still just play defense, no need to foul. They did go for the 3 on that, which was interesting, trying to get Thomas the ball.
They'll try to insert to Octius, and they do in the backcourt. He's joined by Hall, Fair, Mulder, and Alkins.
No room for error, need a stop.
35 seconds to go. 13 on the shot clock. Here's Alkins, the Arizona Wildcat.
You knew the ball would be in his hands.
He's got 29 tonight, rises over Ellenson, and buries a 3. A huge bucket for Raleigh Alkins. He's got 32 and a 6-point lead for the Bulls.
And, Brad, we couldn't see his eyes, but let me now a 3 is preferable, if not required.
Same 5 for GR, Brown, Bethea Jr., Thomas Ellenson, and Evans.
You're going to have to score and foul with the shot clock situation.
Couple of ball screens, they free up Thomas. Open for 3, he was hit and draws the foul. No better situation for Grand Rapids. The clock is stopped, and 3 free throws on the way.
That's ideal, you're right, because now,
by the way, the first ever NBA call-up for the Drive a couple of years ago. A little smaller than Rocco, but a similar makeup. 3-pointers, defense, overlooked guy, makes the first. Kyrie Thomas with 15. Still perfect from the free throw line this year. A 2-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year, and he makes the second.
And at a basketball school that gets overlooked but does a nice job, Creighton.
Yes. Third one. He's got it. Takes up.
Enormous.
Now back to it. Game. Inbound goes to Octius and gets fouled with almost no contact. Bruce Brown can't believe it.
He put his hands up to his lips. Surprised. And that's exactly what you want, though. You pressure the ball. You get 2 guys there. You force a tie-up. You force a turnover. I don't know what to tell Brown. I mean, he's baffled, and I don't know what to say. That's how you're supposed to play it.
And you don't want to say that the official there assumed a whistle was coming. I think the Drive were trying to trap and earn a turnover.
Yes.
And Octius sees the first one rim out.
I don't know if that's ball don't lie. But you need another miss if you're the Drive. 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, another miss here makes this very interesting.
Drive do not have any timeouts.
Very good point. Octius shorted it. 20 seconds to go.
Plenty of time.
No timeouts for the Drive. They trail by 3. You want a quick trigger here, right? Brown pulls it. It's way under the rim. Hall rebound for Windy City, and they advance the basketball. 5 seconds left. No foul coming for Grand Rapids, and now it does with 2 2/10 left.
Boy, your heart sinks because Brown has played such a good game today, but that is not the shot you want if you are a Drive fan, coach, or player. We've touched on it. Not an elite three-point shooter, and there was no need to rush that shot.
Yeah, it came with about 13 seconds left. And the reason why we said you'd want a quick trigger, not that quick, but a quick trigger, because if you miss, you need a second chance.
You need a second chance. And again, you could foul and extend the game.
A Fair misses. No timeouts.
This is big. Got to catch it and probably shoot it. Maybe a dribble.
Fair's second. Rims out. Rebound. Oh, and boy, the scoreboard here.
My apologies.
The scoreboard here said that the Drive had no timeout. Junior, well, wait a second. There's 7 guys on the floor.
You can't play 7, Brad. That is a fact.
Horford, Evans, Thomas, Ellenson, and Bethea Jr. 1.9 left. 3-point deficit for the Drive. Ellenson has the trigger. They find Thomas in the corner. Throws it up at the buzzer. It's off the side of the backboard, and it's a Bulls victory tonight. Again, these two teams met for the third